What's up YouTube, it's your boy Pico.Blurred back again with another video. We're skipping the intro, we're just gonna go straight into this video. I wanna talk about the 5 best tips for beginner barbers. This video is for beginner barbers just starting out, little to no experience really, and kind of like the 5 biggest tips I can give from my own experience on how to build clientele, how to gain trust from your clients, and to letting them actually cut your hair and all that good stuff. So what I want to do is I want to start with my number 1 and then just add on to the list as it goes by. And not really like of importance kind of thing, just like 5 general tips on how to start getting clientele and start building your portfolio and start getting clients and repetitions in for your haircut. So my number 1 tip for me, especially like the tip that helped me the most, is cutting your own hair. Now I say that as like if you're able to kind of thing, I guess. So for me, in my experience, I've been cutting my own hair since high school. So back in, I don't know, 2012, I think it was. That's when I started cutting my own hair. And since I've been cutting my own hair that long, you know, I used to go to work and he used to come with, you know, fresh haircuts, and they'd be like, oh, who cut your hair? Where'd you get it done? I'd be like, I cut it myself. And they're like, really? You cut your own hair? And I'm like, yeah. And then so as I started going into my barbering career, I already had that kind of familiarity first off with my tools, kind of the basics of cutting hair. I hadn't at that point cut anybody else, just myself, but it was enough to where like I knew how hair reacted, I know how my tools work. I just needed the confidence and the kind of a little bit more experience going on somebody else's hair, but I already had that background of cutting hair and I was doing pretty decent jobs on myself. So people would ask me where I got my hair done. I would say I cut my hair. So once I actually started cutting other people's hair, they had a little bit of trust in me because they were like, man, if you could cut your own hair, you could probably cut other people's hair. So I've had a bunch of clients that knew me already from when I was cutting hair before I even started my barbering career. They came to me asking for haircuts because, you know, they figured it's hard to cut your own hair. You could probably cut my hair too. So that's my number 1 tip. The first tip that I will give you is to try practicing on your own head. You can actually, you know, learn a bit. You know, it's a little different than cutting somebody else just because of the way that you have to hold the clippers and stuff like that. But at least you get like a basis of how the tools work and how it cuts hair and all that good stuff. And plus, if you mess up the cut, you're messing up on yourself. So it's not really much of a risk unless you know, care about what your hair likes, but your hair grows back anyway. That's how I saw it when I was first starting. Now I said I have a bunch of years under my belt cutting my own hair, so I got pretty good at it pretty quick. But there was a couple times, you know, I was probably walking around looking crazy. I didn't mind. I thought I looked good. It was free, you know. I didn't have to go to the barbershop and pay all kinds of money to get a haircut, so, you know. But yeah, it definitely helped me build my first set of clients where I was working at. My second tip is to start cutting close relatives, close family, friends, family especially, and because they're definitely a lot more trusting than you know, someone just random or someone that you work with. They know you, they have trust in you, they're your family, so most of the time they don't really care all too much either. When I first started cutting, you know, I was cutting my dad, I have 2 brothers, so I still cut their hair to this day, but when I first started, they were kind of my first test subjects, my first guinea pigs, real people. So but yeah, definitely if you live around family, if you have a lot of family, you know, persuade them to get cut by you. It's not, like I said, if you mess up, hair grows back. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Especially like your younger siblings. You have younger siblings that aren't in a professional setting. Ask to cut their hair, dude. And then the more reps you get, the more practice you get, the more skill you're gonna develop, because practice makes perfect. So if you keep practicing and you look back at it and you change something little by little. So maybe you looked at your haircut and you're like, oh, I could have done that better. Then you work on that next time, and then you pick something else, and then you work on that, and then your skill starts to grow. Just from cutting your family. You're not even out in the world cutting random people who you don't know, who can make it a little bit more, make you a little bit more nervous. So definitely start cutting family, because they're a lot more trusting, a lot more lenient if you do mess up. Tip number 3 is to start, once you have a couple of haircuts under your belt, or you're kind of cutting hair more frequently and you're developing a passion for it, start giving out haircuts for free. A lot of people, most of the time, first off, won't care as much if it's free. They're not paying for it, so they're a lot more understanding, especially if you're new. They're a lot more understanding because they know that you're practicing. It's a free haircut. They're not charging for it. There's no risk involved, really. They're not paying for it. So offer haircuts for free to friends at work, to friends that you know. A lot more times they're gonna trust you anyway, because like I said, it's free and they know you're working with them. I wouldn't suggest going and trying to get free haircuts from random people just yet. Not until you have a little bit more experience and practice. But your close friends, your friends at work, offer to give them haircuts for free. Because 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to turn down free stuff. That's just how the world works. As soon as you put a price tag on something, they're like, oh, a little bit more standoffish. I don't want to pay for something. They'd rather get stuff for free. So at the beginning, as you're building your clientele and as you're building your skills, start offering free haircuts. You'll be surprised how long of a way it takes you. So that's number 3. My number 4 tip is to just be confident, even if it's fake at first. And I'm not saying, be cocky and go out there and be like, oh, I can cut whatever. But as long as you have confidence, people are most likely gonna believe you and trust you more often. If you're not scared behind the chair, they're gonna feel more comfortable. If you're nervous and they can tell that you're nervous and scared, most of the time they're gonna be standoffish and be like, you know what, I don't want a haircut after all. So be confident asking them. Be confident when they get in your chair. More times than not, the clients don't know really what a good haircut looks like. They don't. They're not professionals. They don't really look at haircuts like that. As long as it looks good from this angle where they're looking in the mirror and they can tell that it, looks a decent shape, they're most of the time happy with it. Especially if you're confident about it, they're having trust in you. They're not gonna really notice all the little details. Now, you will start to notice the little details because you're gonna develop your barber's eye. You're gonna see something that you miss. You're gonna see something that you're like, man, I don't know if I'm happy 100% with that. But that comes in time. But as long as you're confident behind the chair, there's no worries. You can have full confidence. And like I said, I'm not talking about cockiness. You have to be humble, but you have to portray that you know what you're doing, or else they're not gonna sit in your chair. If you give confidence, it radiates confidence, and then other people gain confidence from that. So that's my 4th tip. Just be confident, even if it's a false sense. You could be nervous all you want, just don't show it. Be nervous on the inside, don't portray it on the outside, right? And then my 5th and final tip is to catalog everything. Post on social media as much as you can. Take pictures, take videos. Make sure you're capturing the moments in your barber journey, because it's a good help, not only figuring out stuff that you're doing wrong and learning from it, but it also, you know, provides you kind of like what's the word? I'm drawing a blank right now. Like progress. It kind of helps you show your progress and build your confidence that way too. Kind of like I can't think of the words right now, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Start as early as possible capturing your haircuts and stuff, because you're gonna see the progress that you've made. You're gonna see it. Watch your first ever haircut, your first ever video, to like a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, a year in, and you look back at that moment from where you started to where you are now. It's just nice to see that you are progressing, that you can see, you know, you can see the progress, not just, you know that you've been cutting for a year, but you can see the development, which is huge. It helps you, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know what I can think of it. It's the motivation. It keeps you motivated. It keeps your passion driven, because you can see the difference from day one versus now, versus a year from now, versus 10 years from now, whatever. You can have the motivation because you know that you're learning and you know that you're progressing. If you just, you know, if you sit there, and like I said, it's a good way to help yourself learn too, because you can take the pictures, you can take the videos, and then you watch them back. That's what I was doing when I first started. I would take pictures and I would take videos, and then I would go in and critique them and look for stuff that maybe I could have done better. And there's always something you can learn, especially from yourself. So you look at those, you kind of dissect them in different parts and say, hey, I want to work on this, or I could have done that better, I don't like that. And then you improve, and that's how you improve. You keep learning. You fail a couple times, and then you learn from that and make it better, right? You start off something basic, and then you grow it. So it definitely helps you learn. And then, like I said, it keeps you motivated because you're seeing the progression that you're making. You're seeing how far you've come. And if you don't document it, if you don't take pictures and videos, you're not gonna see that progression with your own eyes. Like I said, you'll know that you have time and experience in the industry, but you're not gonna be able to see it. If you can see it with your own eyes, it makes it more real, in my opinion. And then as far as like capturing moments and posting, like social media, that'll help you build clientele, because they can see that you're cutting hair and that you're trying to become this. So people will more often support you. And nowadays, you know, everything's on the internet now. So it's a lot easier to gain clientele through social media, because everybody's on it already. If they, you know, happen to see you on social media, they might hit you up and then ask for a cut, and then they'll refer their friends, they'll refer their family onto your platform, and then you start getting messages, you start getting clients. So yeah, definitely documenting and spreading yourself out. You know, showing your friends or showing off your clients, that goes a huge way too, because if you tag your clients in your posts and then they post it, their friends are gonna see it, and then they're gonna be like, hey, where did you get that cut? Oh, my guy over here. Go follow his page, hit him up, he cuts my hair, and then that's free advertising for you. That's free advertising. The person's gonna post it, and then tell their friends. It's all about word of mouth. It's all about them seeing your posts and then you know, sharing it or telling their friends, telling their relatives, telling a coworker, whatever you may have, that they're doing it like that. So that's you know, super important. And I suggest you start off as early as you're starting your career, because then you can already have it established. By the time you are progressing, you are a year in, it's already built. You don't have to go back and, you know, start fresh. So start as you're first starting your career and build at the same time. But make sure, and I stress this super highly, make sure you have a separate barbering account versus your personal account. People that are looking for like your services, they don't want to see all your personal life details, nights out of the club, or like other stuff like that in your life, just random stuff. Strictly business. I can't stress that enough. Strictly have one account for your business that you only post barbering stuff. It's more professional, and then people don't have to go searching for your content. They can see it. Every post is barber related, so they're not gonna have to go around your personal life stuff. So definitely start that. So that's my 5 tips for beginner barbers on trying to grow clientele, trying to get more experience, and just ways to get into this industry as a career and help yourself grow. Hopefully those tips helped you out a bit. Drop in the comments if you have any other questions, or want to ask me about either my barbering experiences or just in general on how to build clientele, or how to get over the fear of cutting, or just anything you have questions about. But yeah, so hopefully that helps. If you could, please like this video so it can get spread out to more people, more beginner barbers, so they're not afraid to start this career, and they're not afraid, and they feel like they're not the only ones that are either struggling or having trouble gaining the confidence or any of that. So yeah, if you could just do a couple things, comment, like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to push the channel higher throughout 2024. Like I said in my other videos, I'm super grateful and super surprised how fast my channel has grown over this last month. It's crazy to me, and I'm super grateful. I thank every one of you guys for supporting me, and just enjoying barbering along with me. That's all I want this channel to be for. So but yeah, that's gonna be this video today. Like I said, hopefully you can try some of these things and it'll help you progress, because I just want to see everybody succeed. That's what I want to, that's the type of person that I am, and that's what I want to do with this channel. I want to help reach other people and kind of put this career as an option, so that they have more stuff, more skills that they can learn. But anyway, it's your boy Pico.Blurred, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.